Okay, my name is Offray. I am a member of a hackerspace in Colombia. And I am working on data visualization and data analysis with a group of people there that is working on, I think that trying to understand complex issues using data for that. That's like my core stuff, and I am ending also a PhD that is on design and creation. But yeah, mainly I am in this hackerspace. I am one of the founding members there. And we are working with data storytelling and data visualization. That's our issue. Well, I think that it was related with free software in the sense of freedom. So I started to try to make some software for, I don't know, schools. And I figured out that was like really, really expensive. And that was because of mostly license fees. And I, at that moment, started to see a relationship between power, economical power in this case, participation, and licenses. And I saw that like you can like rethink this stuff from a kind of rights perspective. Think of knowledge is a right, and technology is a way to get the right properly. So that was my beginning, and I started to be an activist of this cause of knowledge as a common, and technology as a way to get that common. That was it. And after that, I started to do more stuff with programming. Like that was like really, really late. Yeah, mainly that. I think that the hacker stuff is mostly about like trying to figure out ways of being in the world and trying to share and to deconstruct this kind of hierarchical top-down relationships. And we can like try to be in a community in a different way. So I like this a lot, this idea that we can build stuff together. It doesn't matter if this is Wikipedia or this is the Linux software or the operating system. The idea is that we can build stuff together in a different way. It started at 2010. It was because we were part of this hacker community from at the beginning of the millennia, 2000. We started to try to get some kind of law bill, in the case of Colombia, to get free software and open source software used by the government. Our idea was that if you have this kind of software, you can ensure participation, security, and transparency. And because of that, we need to run the software, the government software, not in any stuff, but in free software stuff, open source stuff. By the way, in Colombia, it's called free software because free is like in freedom, not like in price. Anyway, we start to make this stuff, and we get like really, really close relationships with these people by mailing lists, by chat channels. And after a while, we became friends, and we start to do stuff together. At some point, we start to think about like having a real space to do stuff all the time. And that was when we started this hackerspace. And the idea of how this is like done in a day-to-day basis is about like just paying the rent, basically. So we get a member's fee, and we start to put that fee. And the idea is just to have this space to make stuff together. But it doesn't have to be productive, and it's not like a classical co-working. It's not about like sharing rent. Well, it is, but it's not about like being productive because we are sharing the rent. It's mostly about having a space to be together. And that can be just for fun, to take some beers or do nothing. That's our main issue. Okay, yeah, what I was talking about was about the idea of using data and code as a way to create like a common language. So people from different places, journalists, activists, or any different places can like tell a story together by sharing knowledge. So most of the time we have like this idea that programmers or coders are the one kind of people, and journalists are other kind of people, and designers are other kind of people, and they like work with kind of an assembly line. So you have like these people do this, and these do that, and these do that. We're trying to not do this stuff, but trying to create some kind of overlap. And for that we need to make broader knowledge, like share our knowledge with other people and learn from them. So what I presented there was some kind of experience with this. What we are doing is to create some kind of flexible tool to tell data stories by making code. And the idea is to create code together, not with this kind of mindset of the coders and the non-coders. Like we want to gap to bridge this kind of gap and to create the stuff together by sharing knowledge. And we are trying to create a tool that fits the problem and not the other way around. Most of the time when you see this kind of data hackathons, they are like too focused on data, and the idea that we have this data, let's see what we can do with that. And we are trying to see the problem with another way, that is, we have this problem, what data we need to try to solve that? Or we have this question, what data we need to solve that? And what kind of data visualizations help to make that understandable for other people? That's what we do. So we create this kind of hackathon workshop where we create this stuff together, and we like change the tools to create this particular data visualizations and stories. I am newbie on this, so I don't know like a lot of the story or the history behind, but I think that the important issue is to see a lot of people that is making grassroots work with people all around the world, and for me that has like an important like reality check all the time. So what we are trying to do is to share practices, to share knowledge, and to create this kind of global network to see how we can exchange experiences and to empower our grassroots work. That's the main issue. And I think that also is, I don't know, a bunch of beautiful people. It's people that really cares about the stuff. So you can feel like in home in a way, because, for example, I think that most of them, I didn't find any who doesn't, but most of them have this kind of really like critical and political view of technology. It's not some kind of choose neutral medium to do stuff, but technology matters, and your choice of technology in terms of privacy, security, empowerment is important. So these people try to see technology in a different way. Yeah, that's it. So it's kind of a global network of people who is making grassroots work with a lot of, I don't know, like love for the stuff in their communities, and it's people that is seeing technology in a non-neutral view. So they like seeing the details and try to choose the proper technology to empower their communities. Well, that's a difficult one. I was thinking about that when I was like answering the other ones. I think that is mostly about trying to find meaningful ways of being in the world with others. And what I like trying to do is using technology to explore these kind of meaningful ways. In my case, I think that I try to like have good time with people that I care. And for me, technology is a way of expression. I don't know if that's like my story. It sounds kind of abstract, but in a day-to-day basis, I made a lot of decisions using this kind of compass to point me where I need to do or what I need to choose. Yeah, that's it mostly.